Croatian.
Yes, Croatian national.
Croatian National Tourist Board.
Okay.
Ms. Resner, how would you describe the current situation of China outbound tourists in your country?
Well, we are quite pleased this situation because the numbers are quite good. This year, not this, but last year, we have about 100 arrivals from China. So that means China and Taipei, Taiwan, and overnight it's about 150. We know this is the small proportion of the overall arrivals, but every year we have a quite big success with the tourists. So, for example, this is the increase of 42% if we compare it for the previous year. For example, this year we had, regarding our activities, this year we were doing together with the Slovenian Tourist Board several activities. That means we had 2 workshops in China. Several days ago we had it in Shanghai, and we are planning till the end of the year probably 2 more. We will also participate in this fair, business to business, what is most important for our companies, Croatian travel agents who are willing to do more and more business with China's companies. I know that Chinese tourists are very interested for our coast. Almost majority of them arrive to Zagreb. Zagreb is our capital city, and they like it. Its architecture, it's European style. It's not with the big buildings like here in China. It's not so modern. Much more green spaces, and the sky is very blue. So it's really good for relaxing. Usually they go after the Zagreb. Here is the picture of the Zagreb. After the Zagreb they usually go through the Plitvice Lakes National Park. It's very beautiful, and after that they usually go on a coastline. The most popular destination for the Chinese people, for example, on the north part in Istria, is probably Pula. It has amphitheater, and if we go on a south part, they usually visit Dalmatian parts, Zadar, Šibenik, then Split with the Diocletian Palace, and after all, the final and probably the best known place in Croatia is Dubrovnik. Most of them like it very, very much. What I would like to stress maybe in Croatia, that we have more than 1,000 islands. So what I could recommend, something new to Chinese tourists, is to go on a sailing through our coast. Because in this way they can see our very blue sea, to meet different parts of the coastline, and on the boat very relaxing. So this is something what maybe it would be new, because I know that they would like to see different parts, sightseeing places, beautiful nature, and also I can recommend pre and post season, the period of the visiting, because in the mid season, in the summer, I think for Chinese people it's maybe too hot, because they don't like sun and beach way of the vacation. For sightseeing is much better perhaps March, April, May, and then September and October. If we are speaking about plans for the future, then we can say that we are still be focused on the business-to-business workshops, maybe fairs, and usually we every year do several fan trips to the journalists and to the special agents. And I think that our goal is supposed to be to it reduced our destination much more as possible, because nowadays during this fair I found out that Chinese people are very interested, but they don't know much about Croatia. So our first goal is supposed to be to inform them more and more, maybe to give on a website some activities, have a good website, social media and so on.
Okay. So what special effort have you been making to attract the Chinese outbound tourists?
Well, except these activities, what we have, I think that the focus is supposed to be on a web in the future.
Website.
Yeah, and to connect Croatian and the Chinese companies, because it's a faraway destination. Individuals, guests are not huge in in the numbers. I guess that the majority of the people goes with the groups. Yeah, with the tourist groups. So I think connecting Chinese and Croatian companies. And we see that Croatian companies are also very interested. For example, these days were about 8 companies here in China. Also, Croatian Minister of Tourism was here. So government also showed they have a huge interest in Croatia, in China.
In China, okay.
Yes, in China.
Okay. Do you have a special strategy designed to develop the Chinese outbound market?
Well,
timeline
till
maybe?
now we don't have something special, something certain in details defined. But at this moment we have Chinese website, but we want to improve it with more information, because nowadays it's quite basic information on this website. Of course, we have our European website with much more information, but we are aware that Chinese people need information on Chinese. Yeah.
Okay, so that's all the questions.
Okay.
We will